Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
Who the hell am I?
I'm a construction worker. I have to go to the bathroom. I said, be right back.
I'm a cop, you idiot!
Pasta.
Oh, I'm Detective John Kimball.
Who is your daddy?
Answer the question!
And what does he do?
Put that cookie down! Now!
Remember he abducts the Bob Gunton, the warden from Shawshank.
Yeah.
With
the
Tiki.
warden.
The Tiki.
From Shawshank.
He's the first red herring. He's that movie.
You're right.
He's that movie's Udo Kier.
Right, because he's the fucking warden from Shawshank.
Because he's the exact, and yeah, you're right. I hadn't realized that at the time because I was just sort of beginning to learn who Bob Gunton was.
Right, but it makes sense.
Yeah, now it's
retrospect.
Right, it's like the same sort of stunt casting as Udo Kier, where it's just a shorthand for, oh, of course he's the bad guy. Great red hair.
Perfect movie. Perfect.
Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Yeah, no, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong there. Nothing is aged poorly.
I don't know. Yeah. Listen, this is into the Mr. Universe.
Yeah, we started off talking. It wasn't even because of like Batman movies. I don't know how we got to Jim Carrey. Anyway,
It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Listen, we're watching Arnold Schwarzenegger films. You know it at this point. We're watching it. We're loving it. We're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, the actor.
we're splish splashing around in his creatine Wheaties, his creaties.
Right. We're gonna talk about the plot of this film. We're gonna talk technically not Arnold, about Arnold the actor.
Mhm.
We're gonna say we're gonna do definitely not Arnold, about the
Breacher.
best side characters. Yeah.
Thought his
we're
name
gonna
was
talk about
Preacher for half the movie.
the most Arnold moments, and then we'll give it our classic rating system of fridge stuffed Sam Worthingtons. We'll get to that.
I said aloud, they literally fridged him.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, his name is fucking Breacher because he breaches things, Tom. He breaches things.
Mhm.
This is all right. First of all, big thank you to our producer Norm from Cheers.
Thank you,
Norm
Norm.
from Cheers. Thank you.
What a
as
great idea
always.
for a show. It's weird we weren't already doing an Arnold show.
We would have done it. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, man, we probably would have done this.
Same thing with the Jason show we did. Go back and listen to Mask Holes. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Often our patrons will notice
Pick
things
a better
that we just
shit than
don't
us.
see because it's right in front of us. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we've had a lot of fun with this show, and this episode is no exception.
Yes, this episode is 2014's Sabotage.
Sabotage.
A David
Speaking of Jim
Ayer
Carrey,
film.
there's the connection.
Oh yeah.
I've got to, Mister
Fucking Suicide Squad's own David Ayer.
Yeah. The
Making
year before Suicide Squad, I want to say.
no shit. That's this.
I want to
that's
say
this close to
I
it?
think this is 2014, and I want to say Suicide Squad was 2015.
That's wild. I never saw this movie. Had you?
No, I actually don't remember this one. I had thought this was a different Arnold movie. I thought this was the one about his kid dying in a plane crash, and then him seeking a decidedly not Arnold form of revenge against the airline. Like he's like trying to be subversive about it.
Yeah, I remember like the cover of that.
Yeah.
This was one where it kind of. Yeah,
This one
was
snuck
where
up
it,
on
like.
me.
Yeah, where I'm like, what the fuck is this? When did David Ayer make a Schwarzenegger film?
And like
with Sam
90% of a
Worthington?
good one.
Yes.
This
So
is
I'll say
almost
that.
really good.
Yes. This is. I have notes, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
enjoyed this movie.
This is almost like really good, right?
Yeah.
I knew how it was going to fuck it up though, but once we got toward the end, but like, man, for most of the movie, this is a pretty solid suspense yarn.
It's so the
Mr.
general
Universe.
premise is a group of
DEA agents.
DEA agents do a drug bust and right away are planning to steal the money. Or at least
they
some
steal
of the money,
they
$10
steal
million.
some money, which sounds like a
Yeah.
lot, but it's this huge pallet of money. They skim a little bit off the top and they stash it down a toilet for later.
Yep. And then the money vanishes.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, it becomes, we'll go through the plot because I have,
Yeah,
I do
but
want to
just-
go through beat by beat, but
just real quick, get that premise out.
yeah, it's a whodunit, and then the member they get caught, but no, they don't have any evidence, so they're just sort of wagging their fingers. And then of this group, they start dying one by one.
Yeah, like that's the
and
sorry.
no, and that's the cool part.
Yeah, that was the cool
It's
part
a
was like
whodunit.
right, like it kept me sort of guessing what the movie was going to be. Because
Yeah.
it starts with this raid where they're stealing the money. Like, oh, okay, this is going to be like, it's David Ayer, so it's going to be like like a training day, like an end of watch, and it is kind of Arnold's training day, or rather, it was clearly supposed to be Arnold's training day.
Yeah.
But
Here's
it's just cool that it starts with you think it's going to be this movie about these crooked cops, but then you find out like they're not, like there's like a lot of internal debate over this. Like they're not really crooked outside of just being cops. Like this is the first time they've stolen money and it's like caused a big rift in them. And then they like you said, they immediately get caught by the DEA. So they start grilling them and then they get cut loose. And this is all like in the first like 20 minutes. It's
Yes,
like, where the
it's
fuck
like,
is the
Jesus.
story going? And then they meet when they meet up, like, yeah, we're back on the job. And then one of them gets murdered spectacularly. They park his RV on a train track.
yes, it's amazing.
And then that's a hell of an offer. It's like these crooked cops stole some money, but they sort of got away with it. Sort of. They didn't get the money, but and now they're just getting killed one by one. And there's so many like it paints the cops so negatively and the system so negatively that like part of me for most of the movie I had settled on, is the DEA doing this? Like, did they, because they couldn't get the evidence they wanted, did they cut them all loose and then start killing them off one by one to force one of them to confess in a panic? Like, that's kind of what I was thinking toward until about partway through the movie where they reveal a little bit more about Arnold. And then it's like, oh, well, clearly he's orchestrating it. Clearly.
Right. Or he's involved somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like, they want you to think it's the cartel, and it's like, never are you going to think it's the cartel. The whole point is it's because that would be the least in the room.
Well, at first you're not sure because the way the movie starts, and because it's David Ayer, he has just made straight up "we fucked with the wrong bad guys" movies.
Yeah.
So for a while there, it was like, man, that could end up being one of the solutions because a lot of the suspense is about paranoia. So it could have wound up being just the cartel, but it does become pretty apparent that like that would be a really deeply unsatisfying solution after like the second body after they kill Sawyer from Lost.
That's who that is.
Yeah, it sure was.
I was like, I know you.
You do. They nailed him to the
also,
ceiling.
Detective Bruce Willis is dead all along.
Detective Rushmore. Olivia Williams, I think is her name.
So here's my hot take, actually. Because like you said, it is, spoilers, Arnold Schwarzenegger's training day. It shouldn't be. It should be about that cop. She should be the main character. Because the only thing that this movie had going for it is who's doing this. And the other thing that it had, not the only thing, but the main draw. And all the characters, I would argue, are all pieces of shit. All of the DA guys, all the fucking... And so I was like, oh, it's a whodunit where everybody sucks is what you do. It's like all these people feel like they could be murderers. And so I was like, this should be from the cop's perspective, her trying to figure out who amongst these pieces of shit are the actual, like a group of corrupt cops. And this other cop from the outside is trying to figure out which one of them is murdering the rest. Because the reveal, which I guess we'll get to, is like, I think it's supposed to be like a Kaiser Soze twist. But then you don't follow Kaiser Soze into the car where he then uses the money to do an action sequence in Mexico. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like when that happened, I was like, the movie's over. Like that's like it.
Yeah, it's because there was a lot in there about like, they're sort of pieces of shit. Like the thing that I took away from it, like pretty much everybody in this movie is not likable. But
Yeah,
like
they're at least-
the thing that including Olivia Williams, like if you notice,
Yes,
before she
they're all
even
grading.
before she even knows who Arnold is or who the dead person is, like he shows up at the scene of the crime and he's like, yeah, this is one of my teammates at the train accident, and she's such a fucking asshole to him.
Yeah.
Like she's so flippant about the dead guy, so flippant about him being there, and it was like to the degree that when they reveal, like when her partner, who I think was Harold Perrineau, but when her partner walks up and is like, "Don't you know who he is?" She says no. Like I was genuinely because well, obviously the way she's behaving, she must know his reputation, but she has no idea who he is. So she's just like shitty about this team of cops and their dead friend like right away. But anyway, what I took away from it more was that I thought it was going to be more about how the war on drugs is pointless, and about how there's nothing, like the cops suck and it's just a gang and there's nothing glamorous about it, and there's nothing, like at one point when they're interrogating them, like all the interrogators are pieces of shit. His boss is Hap from fucking Insomnia.
Oh, yeah.
Hap, who's gonna rat me out, Hap.
Yeah.
Like,
I wrote at one point.
just real quick, because you have that. Or I'm sorry, go ahead and say it.
No, just to your point, I wrote this is Kmart Sicario at one point.
Yeah, because it did seem to me to be reading about how like the institution of policing sucks. The institution of the DEA sucks. Like it's taking these people. It's the first time they stepped out of line and they didn't even get away with it. And they're like screaming at them. It's like, did you tell Smoke? Did you tell Smoke's family he died for $10 million? And it's like, no, I told them that he died for the even more useless reason of the war on drugs. Like what?
Right.
So
But
it really, and then when they get into like, she's so harsh to him, and then you find out his family was tortured to death by the cartel. It's just like, this is an occupational hazard. When you bust big money in drug trafficking organizations, you make yourself into a target for extreme violence. It's a thing that happens. And it just seemed to be painting that picture so much, so that when it turns into just like I was crazy and wanted the money, what? You know?
Right. It feels like it's stretched in too many directions. Because again, I'm like, this could be just a straight up whodunit from the cop's point of view, where you have like the twist at the end where the one guy you don't suspect is like, it's me, and then they're gone. This could be Sicario, or it could be an Arnold Schwarzenegger action film, and it tries to be everything, all of those things. Did you know? Because we were talking about this before we recorded, like yesterday. Did it feel disjointed to you? And what I mean is that it felt like there was something lost in the edit.
There's one or two scenes where it felt like we maybe jumped ahead in time a little further than is normally like permissible by like a time cut. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, there's, for example, for people who I guess haven't seen this, there's a lot we can go through, but like there's a point where she's hearing about Arnold Schwarzenegger and his family getting tortured to death, and she turns and he's accidentally overheard it all, and then he storms out of the room, and it's like this moment between her and him of like conflict, and then it just cuts to her at home, and he shows up and he's like, I want to apologize, and I'm like, well, why even have the conflict? Because
because that seemed to me like remnants from an earlier draft where he is actively steering her. Because that's the thing that I had written down. If you notice throughout the script, like in that scene, what it was is Sam Worthington shows up and says, I need to tell you why he's the way he is, like why we're behaving this way, and why you shouldn't be so like, it's bullshit that they're just targeting you for being in the DEA. He's like, well, no, it's not. They killed his entire family for this shit. Like he didn't need to do anything wrong for that to happen. But she's immediately pushing back against Worthington, and she literally says, no, you're not. You're here trying to steer me because you're afraid. And then he gets up and walks out, and Arnold is like, ugh, and then shows up later with his file full of all the hitmen and the fingerprints. And it's like, he's handing you the suspects he wants you to look at with the evidence he wants you to use. And he does it like two or three times when they go to Tripod's house, the sniper's house. Like,
Yeah.
and they're like piecing together the scene. We're seeing it play out and then the aftermath. But like the way it's being presented, because Arnold's leading her through the scene and explaining to her everything she's looking at, you could have gone back to that and been like, that was an unreliable narrator. That was Arnold
Could
lying
have
about what
had
actually happened.
The coffee mug scene.
Exactly.
Like,
And so-
and that's
and, like,
what I
he-
mean is like, it should be from her perspective and the realize of he's been, because the whole idea is
Yeah.
like, he's in charge of this squad. Of course he's the guy orchestrating it all.
Yes!
He's the guy who knows them all.
Yes, he's the one that knows
they-
the most too, and he's like the oldest and arch manipulator. Like,
Right.
it's like right there, and the fact that she calls out, "No, you're trying to steer me," and then it immediately leads into a scene of Arnold very cleverly steering her. It's like it had to be intentional.
Right.
And then they do it a
There's-
few more times where it's like he's steering you. He's showing you who he wants you to pin the crime on and the evidence he wants you to use. Like, it's
Right.
like, oh my God, it's right there.
Yeah. Going to that Sam Worthington scene again. This isn't plot holes or anything. These were just like things that pinged me where I was like, in the edit, this feels weird. I want to note she's at an office in a cubicle in a room, and he walks up to her, one of the like suspects / witnesses, and goes, "Hey, can we talk?" Like he's her coworker. And did that? I don't know. That pinged me, and what I mean by that is like usually when a scene like that happens, it's like, you know, someone goes and says, "Hey, he's in the lobby. He wants to talk to you," or he's asking to speak to you. Like he just sort of walks in like a coworker, and there was like these weird geography things that like where I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm paying attention, but like when they go to God, it's like the first guy's house to find him pinned down. They go like in the middle of the night and like draw their guns, and I thought they were just gonna go Sawyer, and they were just going to go talk to him at first. And it was like those weird moments where I'm like, wait. Like they don't really see anything to make them suddenly be like, go. And I'm like,
that was-
just not going to like, it's weird.
That was one of the moments. Like, that was one of the moments where he's leading her there to find his dead body so that she'll
Right.
see that somebody's murdering them that isn't him.
Right.
Yeah, and like she even,
You're right,
it's even to
yeah.
the point where when she takes out her gun, he goes like, "You won't need that."
But he didn't do it.
But he
That's what
didn't
we
do it.
learned.
That's the craziest thing. Like, the movie is so
Right.
clearly setting it up. He lost his family. He got nothing. Like, he has his new family, but they almost who stole. We learned that they took the money basically for him. Like, it was
We
his
learned that
idea.
he took the money.
Well, yeah, we learned
ultimately.
he's the one that ultimately stole it to finance
But he
his
didn't kill anybody.
his Death Wish mission. But yeah, it's like he should have, because it's like it's so
Yes,
clear that it's like he's given everything to this organization and they've just spit and shit in his face. So it's like, fine,
Right.
I'm taking my money and I'm gonna do this in a way that eliminates everybody else involved in the conspiracy while painting. While completely inserting myself in the investigation and misdirecting it, like steering the
Right.
investigation. It was like, it's all right there.
I would argue that it's not even something that was in a previous draft. It feels like it was cut from the movie, like reshoots or something.
That's what I
Because
mean.
it's
That
almost-
definitely.
yeah.
When Liz
Yeah.
reveals that she's the murderer, it's in a tight insert. I'm like, that feels like a reshoot.
Yeah. So
Because the whole
people
car
haven't
chase
seen
could still have happened with Arnold
Yes.
as the architect.
if she got paranoid, she seems like she's just paranoid for a
Right,
while.
because what
You're right,
starts
shit.
what starts that scene is Joe Manganiello sits down with them because he was the one that was never okay with stealing, and he's going to go to the DEA, and he sits down with Arnold and Detective Olivia Williams, and he's like, "It's okay, it's fine. I will take the fall for this. Don't feel bad for." You're doing the right thing. And then, of course, he gets his head blown off by a sniper as they're sitting there. So it's like, he
She
did
later
that.
says, "We can protect you."
By Liz.
Yeah.
She's across the street shooting them. So it's like, clearly, like, he set up this meeting, brought him out there so she could shoot him. That way they don't have the official DEA thing. And then they don't catch her there. They
It's a
catch
shame.
her. They catch her after she stabs Sam Worthington, and that's the thing that pisses Arnold off, because that was like he's kind of like Sam Worthington's dad in the group, and like
Right.
he sees her in the fridge. He's like, "I'm going to kill her," and then she calls him, and she's like, "I kind of fucked up, Breach." So like it seems like she's panicking from that point.
Right.
but was still kind of following his orders up until then, like her and Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard's in this, by the way.
Yeah, we'll get into the technically not Arnold, but oh my god, Terrence Howard's in this.
But like it was all like so through the final chase, like right up until Liz and Terrence Howard are both killed, and Arnold has to say, "I took the money," and Olivia Williams is like, "What?" And then she turns her back on him because she's sort of like she has her Chaz Palminteri overwhelmed moment, like the Kaiser Soze moment, and he's gone. Like you said, he's gone. So it's like it's so clear that he was the bad guy.
I'm really curious because there's nothing I could find in the making of this. I saw like an interview with David Ayer. It's very funny though, because if this was something that they shot it and like, I'm not putting this on him, but like if Arnold was like, I can't be the bad guy, I'm the hero, and they had to do reshoots. He did this the same year as Fury. But it would be amazing for David Ayer for his blood pressure to go from this to fucking Suicide Squad.
I mean,
and be like, not again, not again.
Remember what you heard about Fury, though, the making of Fury. Like his blood pressure after all three of these films.
Oh my god! I'm surprised.
Like
he didn't
Shia
take
LaBeouf not
break.
bathing inside that tank.
Yeah,
being locked in a tank with an unwashed Shia, Brad Pitt, and fucking John Bernthal.
God,
that must have been lunacy in there. Michael Pena's in there too, I think.
Yeah, what a fucking nightmare couple of years where he's like, I don't know, I'll do like a DC, a superhero film. That's easy.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
His his biggest break in there might have been End of Watch.
Yeah, because then he
with
did
his two maniacs.
After Suicide Squad.
That's right.
It just I don't know anything about David Ayer. Maybe he's creating a hell of his own design.
He seems
he
a little
certainly writes these, but like I'm like, man,
something bumps me about something bumps me about David Ayer where I don't want to 100% support his. I get man, I don't want to ever accuse anybody of anything. I just get this.
He's killed and he'll kill again.
He's killed and he'll kill again.
Yeah.
I get the tiniest, and this is, I feel bad even phrasing it like this. I get the tiniest hint of a Craig Zoller from him. Where it feels
I know what you mean.
Some of his movies are like, is this racist?
I would argue it's more that he makes those, like, what I mean is like, he makes the Michael Bay all-American, like, cops, we love them kind of films.
And who are the bad guys in cop movies? Drug cartels.
Exactly.
It's like...
Exactly. Where it's more that I would argue...
Is it Craig Zoller? I was about to say, is it Craig Zoller racist or is it True Lies racist?
Right, exactly. Where I'm like,
it's
America's
like, is it yeah, I don't know. So anyway, like I said, I felt weird even comparing him to Craig Zoller. That felt bad coming out of my mouth. But
I'm more like, I'm just not a fan of David Ayer, and
I like a couple of his movies. It's just sometimes
I like The Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper's fucking awesome. But it's just like sometimes like this movie ends up with the villain being this crazy drug addicted woman who cheats on everybody.
Yeah, remember he made A Working Man.
He did
Remember
make yes, A Working Man is pretty gross.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where it's like, is it Zoller or is it Boomer Bronson? Maybe Boomer Bronson is closer to what Ayer is. So it's like, I can't. It's just something about him. The tiniest thing about him rubs me the wrong way.
It's more for me that like
in a something's rotten type way.
Yeah, for me, it's just besides The Beekeeper, he's never made a movie that I've 100% enjoyed.
Training Day. He wrote that. Antoine Fuqua
he wrote
made
that.
It.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I'm realizing I'm giving him way too much credit for Training Day, and it's like he wrote it. He wrote it, and it's a good story, but he did not make that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, which there's some credit to, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
But like that's a good movie. Like that's not a movie where you watch like, this is a really great script. No.
Right.
Because that script could have been made.
No. Denzel.
Yeah. It's because of the people you got to make that movie. A friend of mine had said this years ago. You could have easily made that with I can't even remember the comparison, but you could have made that easily with like mid-tier, like a Mark Wahlberg and and it wouldn't have been an Oscar movie. It wouldn't have been a movie that we'd still talk about, I don't think.
For sure.
Because it's a good story, but it's not like it's not like an incredible screenplay.
No.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, I guess we could go play by play, but I feel like we don't need to. For people who haven't seen it, it's just, we've explained it. the reveal is, it's weird because the reveal is Arnold goes, I took the money, but he's not the murderer. And so it's like, oh, it's two different people, which is I actually kind of smart because it's like, you assume the whole time it's going to be one person.
It's not bad for in terms of a whodunit. That's true. It just muddied what I thought the theme of the movie was.
Yes. Yeah,
again, and that's also what I thought the theme of the. Now, again, David Ayer was making a lot of these points, perhaps without realizing it. But
yeah, I guess the other thread we should note is that, yeah, like you said, his family is tortured, and basically at the end he goes, I took the money, leaves, and we learn that he uses the money to bribe the cops to go on a revenge action rampage in a bar and kill the guy who killed his wife, and then the movie ends, and it was like, huh?
Yep, that felt so much like a test audience. We don't like that Arnold's the bad guy, and we don't like that the guy got away with killing his family. It's like, that's the point. The point is that he will never find who killed his family. That's the point.
We should go into the next segment, actually, because everything I have to say about this movie is attached to Arnold.
About this carousel of lunatics that we're presented with in this film.
Well,
God,
no,
what
this
a movie.
is technically not Arnold. So we're going to talk about Arnold the actor.
John Wagner, or whatever his name is.
John Breacher Wharton. But just continuing what we were just saying, I think the presence of Arnold fucked this all up.
Man, see, maybe at the time, because this is 20 years old too, I've got to remember, and it's like one of his first movies post being governor of California, so maybe he was really sensitive about his image.
Or the producers
were.
Like, it might not even be him.
But it just, like, watching it now in 2025, I was like getting stoked. I'm like, oh, this is a good, man, I've never been this suspicious of Arnold. This is great. I really think he fucking did it. Of course, man, but he's still being like, it's the and then, it's David Ayer, and it's the Denzel thing where Denzel is so good in Training Day, he tricks you back and forth like 5 or 6 times. You're like, well, maybe he is basically his heart started in the right place. He just lost his way. Like, he keeps fooling you. So I was thinking, man, Arnold's doing the same thing. He's playing Detective Olivia like a fiddle.
I think they there's a few
and the team and the rest of the team. He keeps coming in and being Papa Schwarzenegger to the rest of the team. I'm like, he is fucking playing everyone.
It's hard because it's almost like they don't make him good enough to play into the Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
So you suspect him. So the twist doesn't work. But I also, because it's Arnold, I'm like, he's also not bad enough. Where it's like they're again, it's like they're trying to do Arnold film stuff where he gets up, he eats his tuna and celery, which I was like, that's what Arnold would eat, and then he gives Pop-Tarts to the guy staking him out, and he goes and lifts weights, and I was like, that feels like Arnold.
It's Arnold. Yep.
And he later, when he gets mad at the interrogation, he makes fun of their fitness, and I was like, that feels like
Arnold. That's Arnold.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. I love that he didn't quite call the guy fat. He was something about your body mass, and then something else about how many, his cardio or something. And it was like, go lift some weights, breach, or go to the gym, breach.
Right.
Which I just realized. It just hit me how just bluntly you can hit somebody back with that. We're like, work out. It's like, go back to the fucking gym. Eat shit. I love that I just threw it right back in his face. Go back to the gym, breach.
John Breacher. You sound like a fucking knockoff
dummy.
Jack Reacher.
But I liked that. It seemed like they were painting him as sort of more like a Killmonger type villain. Where you're like, boy, I get why he's mad. And I can't tell, like a Magneto, where it's like, boy, I can't tell him he's wrong.
Right. It just wasn't subtle enough to be surprising, and it wasn't subversive enough for Arnold. Where it's
I thought maybe the idea itself would have been subversive enough, where it's like this weird whodunit about a team, and then being like, it's actually about how much fucking being a cop sucks, and now they don't have your back and shit. But
I just mean Arnold, the character, where it's like he wasn't it was like all the scenes where he was when he's at the strip club, I was like, I don't know why this feels off for Arnold, which is funny knowing he's Arnold, but I'm like, Arnold never goes to strip clubs in movies and acts like a scumbag. And it was like this, he has a neck tattoo, and then he has the hair of the ghost of a war veteran. It's like this, he's gentle. He's very soft spoken and subdued in some scenes.
For most of the film.
Yeah. And it was sort of I just couldn't tell what they were going for, because I think if they wanted him to be it to be a surprise, I think you need to play into good all-American Arnold, where it's I'm action Arnold. I'm the good guy. I'm innocent. and then the reveal has to be like, oh, he's a piece of shit, and it never felt like they dialed that in correctly.
Yeah, it's because he was wounded, as I think is what they're going for. And they went for, he's wounded father figure to this team. They say that a few times, like not even just him, like the one slimy DEA agent. It's like the DEA is like a dysfunctional family.
Right.
So he's like Papa Schwartz, but he's sad Papa Schwartz, and they're all sad for him, and they all want to make him happy, which is why they all steal that money for him. So like that detail and the way he was playing it, just like because he was playing it like he felt out of place in some of those situations, and he's the old man, and he's kind of sweet, and and they all clearly think of him as this father mentor, and it just, I liked seeing him lead like a Predator style team in that way.
That was interesting.
Especially as I was expecting him to be the villain, because it's like, it's all feeding. It's a weird comparison, but it was like I was expecting more of like a Shattered Glass reveal, where it's like, no, it's like his performance, like he's been performing it the way the whole time. Like Hayden Christensen plays a slimeball liar in that movie, and he performs it like a slimeball liar the entire time. It's just only with hindsight do you realize it. Like he doesn't change his performance at all once he's been caught. It's just like when you look back and at his performance earlier in the film, you're like, oh, he's been this weird little sociopath the entire time. We just didn't notice it. And I was sort of expecting that for Arnold, where it's just like he's so wounded and so like fatherly about this team. Like you could have spun that into like how that has broken him specifically, and how he's like, well, I'm taking this money because I need it to do X, Y, Z. They owe it to me for all of this, and I need to. These guys are my family, and they've been abandoned by the DEA, and I'm like putting my family to bed because they all expect me to. And you know, you could see how a guy in that position displaying those character traits would rationalize murdering his entire team for $10 million for his revenge scheme.
Right.
But
he doesn't. He doesn't murder them.
Right. He just steals the money, and it's like he should have also been the murderer.
Right. I think I just realized part of the problem is he's not a murderer. So like you kind of want him to be, because you want to see Arnold play like a
bad guy, like
a really bad guy, but because he's not the murderer, he's just the guy at the end who goes like, oh yeah, I took the money. He kind of isn't anything. Like he's a guy who took 10 million from his team.
He's the reason everybody's dead.
But yeah, they were stealing that money for him.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who took it. And he could have just told the team.
Yes.
And it's just like his sin seems to be that he just grabbed the money and didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And then he's just sort of like passively like, someone's killing my team. He genuinely didn't know. And
right.
So it's like it doesn't add up to anything for the character.
It just makes him suck. Like it doesn't.
Yes,
it doesn't.
It just makes him.
You're suck. Right. Like he just took the money because he's selfish and didn't consider what
and
he
then
had.
Everybody killed each other.
Yeah.
And then he went to Mexico, and that's the story.
Yep.
And it's like, it doesn't work for his character. You needed almost. I wanted to see a play like a Training Day for Schwarzenegger, where it's like, take the character that we think a Schwarzenegger is, and we build a dark version of him that at the end he's killed all these people for, like, in his mind, like a heroic reason, or like he's just where it's like, let's take, but because he didn't kill anybody, it really is just like, what if he sucked?
He just kind of like a
and
weird,
was incompetent.
Right. He stole the money and didn't tell anyone because he didn't want to get caught. And it destroyed his team's reputation and then killed them all one by one.
Right. Why didn't he leave when he took the money?
Yeah.
He wasn't. He
was not planning on coming back.
Yeah. It does feel like his performance in this feels weird, and I wonder if it's, again, not his fault, but because they didn't have they didn't have the full picture when they were making it, and something fell through. Because it just does. It's like, again, when I'm like, this is why I gravitated to the cop, because I was like, Arnold doesn't feel like the main character of this. Ultimately, he doesn't feel like he matters. Like the cop investigating this group feels like a more compelling character story. Because when you follow his timeline, it just isn't anything. He's just there. Like all the scenes where they find the crime scenes, he doesn't even have to be there.
No.
It could just be the cop.
It's weird that he's there.
Yeah.
If he's not the one steering the investigation, like making him not the murderer really just makes him this weird asshole that left his team in the lurch. Like it only for him, his behavior only makes sense if he is trying to eliminate his team so he can get away with that money and get his revenge. Because the reason he didn't just walk away with it right then is because he would have got caught instantly.
Right.
Like he has to, that's an amount of money you have to come back for later.
Yeah.
So
this is also could go into plot holes or editing problems, but this is a character thing. Is it also felt like there were scenes, did you feel like him and the cop, they have a romantic relationship. They bone, but there's this weird moment in the movie where they meet each other at the crime scene. She's a dick. Then it's like, let's work together, which feels weird because he's one of the people involved in this. And then they go to what's his name's house, and they find him dead. And then Sawyer, they go to Sawyer's house, they find him nailed, and they cut to the cop, and she's smoking because she saw something horrific. And he walks out and he goes like, "Oh, you smoke now?" And he's completely calm. And I'm like, didn't you know Sawyer? He felt like her partner who had no relation, who knew her longer than he knew the victim. Like he's like, "Oh, you smoke now?" And I'm like, you just met her, didn't you? What is going on? Why is this suddenly a buddy cop movie between the two of you? And not him going, "Oh my God, Sawyer's dead. I'm the one shaking and smoking." Like
I took that as intimidation. Like it only makes sense if he's the killer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's shit like that where it's like,
"You sure you want to get into my world? It's pretty fucked up. You're shaking. I'm fine. This is my guy and I'm fine. You're shaking like a leaf."
They do that. So Sam Worthington does this a bunch where they keep going to her and going like, "Welcome to our world. Our world, man." And they're just like, she's a cop. I don't know.
Right. But they usually don't they usually don't get velociraptor retaliation violence.
Yes. I was just waiting for her to be like, I investigated the Kansas baby killer last year, and him oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It fucking was.
Microwave 16 babies. Funny. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Show me. What do you have in your phone there? You got something in your phone that's cute? You want to show me?
Right.
A bunch of dead guys. Yeah, I've seen dead guys. I'm a homicide detective.
That's what they were going for sure. Where they were like, "Listen, we all get nailed to the ceiling by cartels. Big deal." Like Arnold being that, they're like cats. They're like stray cats. You got to mentally,
It's also
let
like
them go.
Cats,
they're gonna die
because they were trying to figure out who the Jellicle one was.
You're right. It is,
and it turned out to be Arnold.
But that never really translated to this idea.
That was all their cat names. Monster, Breacher, Grinder, Tripod.
Yep.
Sugar.
Yep. It felt like it was like, it didn't feel like Arnold. So it's funny that you read it
Sorry,
that way.
and then Liz was just Liz.
Liz, yes. Lizzie. I scoured to be like, what's her name? And it was
Liz.
like, her name.
She didn't get one. It's like, really?
What the fuck are they doing?
She's y'all's Black Widow. She doesn't have a nickname?
Yeah. But to me it read as something was broken with the film, where it was like does Arnold care or not? He's our main character.
Sort of. At that point I didn't feel as though he was necessarily, because he had joined the pool of suspects. So you're kind of clinging to the detective at that point. It's like, well, she's the one we own. The person we know for sure is not the murderer. So
you interpreting as intimidation. The problem is, and I don't think this is on Arnold, I think this is on the directing. His performance doesn't reflect that. It's not like Denzel.
That's what
It's not that aggressive friendliness that Denzel has.
Right. But
where you feel that. So it felt like just familiarity where he's like, "Oh, you smoke now?" And it's just like, I was literally just like, did I miss something? Why are you guys so buddy? It didn't feel like...
Well, it felt like a red flag because he was doing it the same way he'd been doing the whole movie, like his same genial way. That's why it felt like an expertly crafted red flag for whodunit fans. It's like, oh, here he is deploying that nice guy, but it's weird here. And you
Yeah,
could interpret that weirdness as subtle intimidation, where he's like, "You sure this is pretty scary, isn't it, huh?" Like he's trying to show her how scary it is, so that he's more able to steer her. Because when she's overwhelmed and terrified, he's like, "Listen, I know it's scary, right? But I got 20 years in this. I'll help steer you through. So just
right." But that never translates. Not really. I don't think.
Well, certainly not because he winds up not being the murderer. Like,
yeah,
he could have been.
He's just, I don't know. He's too like, I think like there's some subtle emotions, like him dealing with grief and sorrow is kind of a very subtle thing that they seem to have trouble with. And then manipulation and like hostile friendliness, it just wasn't happening, which is funny because he can do that.
Yo, he's pumping iron.
Yeah, exactly. Where I feel like he just never nailed it.
The real man does that.
Yeah. So it's just like it all. I don't know. It was like when he's like watching his
fucking gaslighting people.
Yeah,
he's gaslighting.
He's watching his like wife get tortured and he's just like sitting there in the darkness. It was one of those moments where I was just like, I know what they're going for here, but it doesn't feel. It feels like he's just relaxing and watching it. And he's not tormented by it, and he's not
exactly.
Matthew McConaughey.
He's obsessed with it.
Yeah,
that's how I was interpreting, because I was still with the movie. Like I was taken, like pretty much right up until it became clear that the reveal was just going to be, oh, it is just Liz went nuts. Okay,
yeah.
But like I was still cataloging all of these little things about the scenes that we see of him and just interpreting them in ways that his performance allowed me to do. But
right.
It's so funny to turn out that was like apparently not even ever the intent.
Yeah.
Like if there was never
weird.
a version of this movie that existed where he was the bad guy, like it's so baffling to me.
Right.
In that case,
they try to split the difference because at the end he says, "I took the money," to Liz. It's funny how irritated he is when he says it.
I took the money. Yeah, because she just killed his boy over it.
Right. And then he just shoots her, which the weird thing is because
she's grabbing a gun.
Oh,
there's also an insert of her grabbing a gun, which is
the shit where I'm
because
like,
because right after that, Olivia Williams goes like, "What was that?"
Right. And
so it's like they added the little insert of her grabbing a gun in a reshoot. Sorry.
If they added him as like Boy Scout Arnold and then had him say without like the frustrated tone, I'm like, oh, have him say it like the fucking Terminator. Have him just say, "I took the money," and then shoot her and then vanish, where the reveal is like, oh, even if he wasn't killing everybody, he's still like this cold bastard behind it all. But it still wouldn't make sense of why he's like sticking around. But it was like all those little things where it was like I couldn't tell if he's supposed to be like Schwarzenegger the hero in it because they couldn't tell. Like you said, they cut to her grabbing the gun. Like it was like ultimately they chickened out.
Yes, that is what it felt like.
And so the performance feels confusing ultimately.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't feel like it's committed to one or the other.
Which is a shame because I really liked the character I thought he was portraying.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, man, this is a good role for Arnold.
Yeah. Do-over. I want a do-over. Yeah.
Just making the bad guy. Let's just cut a couple of things out of this, and you can still make it that way.
Yeah.
All you have to do is cut Lizzie saying that she did it, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Should we get into definitely not Arnold, our side characters?
Let's do it. So many.
Yeah.
Who do you want to start with?
I hate all these people. I guess let's start with Sam Worthington as James Monster Murray.
Monster.
Who it looks like a skinhead. It literally took like a scene for me to go, that's Sam Worthington.
Yeah. He looks in this movie almost identical to a guy I worked with for several years at Panera Bread.
Oh man. He looks like he could work it. He has the teardrop tattoo.
Yep.
The only note I had was the "welcome to our world" stuff, and then the fact that he just burns out so spectacularly because he just gets stabbed and stuffed in a fridge.
Sure does. They fridged him. Beautiful boy.
Yeah, I mean, there's everybody's
man on a ledge, man in a fridge.
Yeah.
Was he man on the ledge?
Yeah, I think so. I want to say yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like it. Yeah, I want to say that like they wanted everybody to seem like suspects, but once I realized they were just fodder, it was sort of like, I don't know. Like I never like you said, when I was trying to think of who done it, I was like, well, it's probably Arnold.
Right.
Or it's probably...
I never suspected any of the team really, except Arnold. And like I told you, the other suspicion I had was it was the DEA. Like it was going to be a reveal by like it was going to be an operation that Hap put together to flush out who took the money.
I was going to say I suspected it was either Arnold or Terrence Howard, because
we
my
don't
whole thing
see
was,
him a lot. Yeah.
Yes, because I was like, why is Terrence Howard in this? And I kept asking that. And I was like, because he did it, didn't he? He had to have.
Well, when we get to the second half of the movie where the team kind of reconvenes and they realize they're being hunted and they're kind of trying to take action against it, and like Terrence Howard gets more involved in the story at that point, I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. So we're going to have like a different, nope. It's still just kind of a list of suspects. So it is.
I wanted Terrence Howard or one of them the whole time to be increasingly showing up in more expensive cars and like helicopters. Like, yeah, who took this money, guys?
Rides up
who
on
took the money?
Rides up on twin jet skis.
Yeah. I have to note
foot on
his
each ski.
character. He defeats himself, Terrence Howard.
Boy, does he.
They have the dumbest car chase where he just like they kill two pedestrians and then drives directly into a truck and decapitates himself. And he's out of the movie.
Man, incredible. It's like a Mortal Kombat stage fatality.
Yeah, it is. So that's him. Any other thoughts on him? He's Julius Sugar.
He's barely in it. Like, unfortunately, I like Terrence Howard as an actor, but he's not in this movie very much.
Not in it.
He has some funny stuff where he reacts to Liz revealing that they are having an affair to Sam Worthington for seemingly no reason. He's like, why did you tell him that?
He's like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck did you tell him that for?
Yeah. All right, we covered Monster. There's Joe Grinder Phillips.
Yep, that's Joe Manganiello.
Named that way because he likes Subway sandwiches.
Yeah. He rides a motorcycle and it's like, we shouldn't have taken this money, Breach.
I think he's the worst. Like, again, I hated all these people. When the cop shows up at their frat party funeral, he's like, drink, pussy, drink, blah. And it was just like, get away from me, man.
Well,
like, I hate you.
I understood the hostility there because, again, it's the first like 3 scenes, Olivia Williams is just a relentless asshole. Like
they're all assholes.
But she's showing up at a wake where these people have lost a friend and is shitting on them and their friend.
Yeah, that's
to
true.
talk to them. And it's like, yeah. I'd be like, you need to drink a fucking beer before I'll talk to you too.
Yeah. But I just mean generally they're all like,
they're all fucking dirty ass cops. They beat up a bouncer at the strip club.
Yes.
Because
suck.
fucking Sawyer wants to dance, I think. Oh no, wait, is it Terrence Howard? I think it's Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard
wants to dance.
pole dances, yeah. And Subway says we had to go fingering the devil's pussy. Just
sure
like
does.
that's a great line.
Oh, Flash Thompson from the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Last thing he ever hears is them saying we can protect you. Shot man. Very funny.
Technically the last thing he hears is the wind of the bullet. But
True. There's
we can protect you.
Yeah.
I love that she shoots him 2 more times after he's dead in the booth. Like, pat. Just making sure.
Yeah. There's Eddie Neck Jordan, named that way because he has a neck. Arnold grabs him by the neck later, and I was like, oh.
Does he?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
No, neck is Sawyer. He grabs
Sawyer. He grabs Sawyer.
He grabs Grinder by the neck.
Grinder.
Flash.
Yeah, neck gets nailed. He gets the 7th.
He gets
murder. That's all I have about him.
Olivia Williams slips on his guts. Yeah, he's a Sawyer type. He's just like drunk. That's all we really know about him is he's drunk.
Yeah. There's Tom Pyro Roberts. He has the best death.
Was Pyro the one in the RV? That's right.
Yeah. I love they just find all his debris after it, and I was like,
Yep.
you're gonna find so much porn in there.
Oh yeah,
And
then he's just kind of like this he's like this Cronenberg mound of flesh.
yeah, he dies like a scumbag, and he wakes up, pisses in the sink. Train's coming. I have to note, like, I don't know, maybe get to the side of the RV. He like dead center just stands there, and then the train just pulverizes him. I mean, he didn't have much of a chance, but I was like, you're standing in the least safe part.
It's true. It's true.
They call him Pyro because he lit fires.
He was like their demolitions guy, it looked like.
Yeah. Bryce
Also, but what he
Tripod-
says is they call him Pyro because he threw a flash grenade into a meth lab and burned down an apartment building. So they call him Pyro
yeah.
because he murdered a bunch of impoverished families.
Sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
all
you're right.
suck.
They all suck.
That's what I mean. I
but
never
it seemed,
liked any of them, so it was hard to watch. Where I'm like, the most is the cop because at least she's not going around blowing up apartment buildings.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Bryce Tripod McNeely is the guy who quits immediately, has a booby trap house, and gets murdered. He's probably of these groups. I guess I'm fine with because he quits and we never really see him.
Right. We learned he was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. Smoke.
He
Jennings.
doesn't. I wish he would have done better.
Yeah.
They're like, he has all these traps. He's like, he's the best operative out of any of us. They send 4 guys that just walk straight at his house. He gets one of them.
4 dads.
Yeah.
4 guys who look like suburban dads.
4 guys who look like me.
Yeah.
Descend
and
on
me.
his house
and
to
it was
shoot him.
like, huh.
It's like, I feel like this Navy SEAL sniper would have iced these guys before
Right,
they got
and
to his
Who were those
door.
guys? Who were those guys?
Apparently they were the
They worked for Lizzie?
I guess, or apparently it was just Lizzie. Like, yeah, it's true. They never did go back to that scene, so
It's confusing.
it doesn't make sense, it not being Arnold.
Smoke Jennings, who I don't know if he gets a line, he just dies in the beginning.
He says 1 or 2 things as he's cutting the thing, but then he gets shot.
Right.
Also, Smoke would have died either way. Smoke is down cutting the cage.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they would have had to cut the cage, presumably, to get in there. So,
Yeah, true. We have our Brentwood, the cop, who is a terrible cop.
she's the worst. Like I said, she's like, you're just coming down here to try and steer me, and then is immediately steered.
Right. So Arnold is a witness or a suspect, hands down, and she fucks him and just tells him all the information all the time.
And accepts
she
his
doesn't have any
information and leads as like the gospel. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, he has no dog in this fight. I should just take his information because his family died and I feel bad. It's like, yeah, his family died, but like, he's also a maniac.
Yeah. There's Lizzie, who we've been talking about. She's introduced by fucking this cartel dude while speaking through her earphone without trying to hide it from him, which I thought was funny because he's still DTF and he's like, all right, this chick's talking to herself like she's a cop or something.
Yeah, like
We're
some
just
kind
gonna
of
keep
cop.
fucking. Then she does karate on him.
Yeah, she
shoots
Black Widows
him.
her way through that party.
Yeah, she leaves and then goes, let's go back.
Goes
and
back
goes
around into the
back.
van and changes her clothes. Yeah.
She does meth at the crime scene when they find meth.
Oh
She's
my
like,
God. I was screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite / least favorite cop movie TV show tropes is when they taste the drugs. It's like,
Yeah.
don't. That is
Yeah.
the greatest way to get poisoned to death.
Yeah, you're right. Don't taste
They
it,
don't
you
do
idiot.
that in real
At
life.
least they all
have little
go to her, they're
kits
like,
that do that for them.
Yeah, they're all like, Lizzie, don't. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
what the
And
fuck
like-
are you doing, man? Don't drink that.
And then, like you said, she's like, I'm fucking sugar, which is so funny. She was a hero. She was the only one I liked. And like, I was sad she was the bad guy.
That's
'cause
funny.
I was like,
She's like the most openly despicable.
that's why I'm like, she's like the Joker. She's just like, I'm insane.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, at least she's honest. You know, she's just doing the meth, bloodthirsty, running around, just like, like you said, Black Widowing people.
Yeah.
It felt like, it really did feel like her being, because it's like they showed her Black Widow shit, and then that never comes back. There's never any like fight between Arnold and Lizzie. there's just this movie really fizzles out. What else do I have written down?
Well, it does end in a nice bloody shootout.
Yeah.
And boy, that Terrence Howard crash is electric.
It's amazing.
It's really funny.
Oh, another side character, that guy in the bathroom who bullies Arnold.
Yep, that's one of my Arnold moments.
Okay, yeah. I love that he later shows up to rant at the cops and he's all disheveled. And I was like, I think this guy's going to shoot up the office.
Right. Like, he was
this
on his
guy
way to
feels
do. Like, he's been on tilt ever since that confrontation with Arnold.
Brentwood's partner who wants to know about Arnold's dick.
Yeah, he loves Arnold so much. He's got all the Arnold trading cards.
Yeah.
He's the one that's like, don't you know who he is? He's the coolest. He's Arnold.
Yeah.
How big's his dick? Is he ripped? Does he have a six-pack?
Yeah.
Does his dick have a six-pack? I don't remember if he asked if his dick has a six-pack, but
it should. Though.
It is Harold Perrineau.
Does.
I knew it was him.
It's ribbed like a Klingon stick.
So we have two lost people.
Of course we do.
We have is that his name? Henry? Yes. Wait, what was his name on Lost?
I only saw Lost once.
He's the guy that's looking for his son.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Some other... Do you have any I didn't mention? I have like 3 honorable mentions.
For characters?
Yeah.
The interrogators.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys they're so fucking yelling. They're so yelling, Dave. They're yelling. They're so outraged. How dare you take this money? It's like, buddy.
They're great. Yeah, we all do it.
Yeah. Hap.
That was the most...
Fucking Lieutenant Hap.
The most realistic part was how at first I was like, why is he still like going to work and stuff? And I was like, right, they're cops.
They're cops. He's on administrative duty.
Yeah, but it's just like nobody cares, right? They're like, we're dropping the case. Just go back.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yeah, this feels like something that would happen.
Which is why I thought that was what the movie was going to be saying. Yeah, because Hap's just like, look, everybody knows you did it.
The movie's not saying anything.
Yeah, it really ends up not saying anything, yeah. But he does, and yeah, you're right. He does end up being like, it's just like, well, they just got tired. It doesn't mean you're not guilty, but I'm putting you back in the field because nobody else will take you. So,
yeah, who cares? Go back to your clubhouse and get like your lost boys together that you all hang out in this weird clubhouse with like a sign.
Meanwhile, I'll start killing you one by one to reveal who really took the money. That's not what I'm doing?
No.
Oh, so why am I in this? Oh, it's not clear. It's not clear why I'm in this.
No reason.
All right. Sorry.
I want to shout out when they raid the apartment, the bad guy who shoots at them through the shower curtain. And I was like, they can still see you back there. He's like, the shower curtain's not cover. He just sticks the gun out and fires, and then they just fire through the shower curtain. I was like, I know you're panicked, but I'd love to know what was going through your head when you're like, okay, this is the best shot I got.
They won't see me, maybe.
Please get down.
At least get down behind the tub.
Yeah, what are you doing, man?
The little kid when they hook the fucking 4 cartel assassins wrapped up in chicken wire.
The little kid who makes a memory with his dad.
No.
Fishing. I have to also note the absolute dog shit cartel bodyguards at the end. Worst bodyguards ever.
No kidding. That's another thing that felt like a reshoot. It's like, really, this untouchable man.
It was like an Arnold film all of a sudden.
Arnold tracks down to like a very small hole-in-the-wall bar where he has 2 armed guards?
Yeah,
like this guy, he had to spend so many millions of dollars to find this man.
Yep. And then he goes into the bathroom to like
and
fuck
just
this lady
shoots
and do
him
drugs.
in the bathroom.
Well, no, the cartel guy goes in. His bodyguard waits outside, and then Arnold just goes in with him. And I was like, I think the point of the bodyguard,
looking like Arnold.
Yeah,
looking like Arnold with a neck tattoo.
I can only assume they should have added, if they just added a scene where Arnold was walking and he stopped, the bodyguard looked at him and went, they're not paying me enough. And like, just look back at his phone. I'd be like, okay, I get it.
Yep.
But like it's like you guys dropped the ball so hard. The man who is walking in after the guy that you're supposed to guard the bathroom is clearly going to murder him.
Right. He should be at the, like, when the guy sees him in the bathroom, his eyes get huge because he recognizes Arnold. He knows what this is. So it's like, you would think guys hired to to guard this man specifically would be on the lookout for Arnold specifically.
Yeah.
It's like, I killed this dude's I mailed him his wife's face. He's going to feel some kind of way about it still.
Yeah.
So please be on the lookout for this guy.
This guy. This man.
He looks a lot like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a neck tattoo.
Yeah. They just phone that. They're getting so, like, if I was one of those bodyguards and I made it out of there, I'm gone. I'm like, I fucked up so badly. They're going to murder me so many times. What a shitty bodyguard.
Also, there's something, I guess this is technically not Arnold, but I don't know where this goes. This just reminded me of it because of the murder scene at the end. You know how they showed the image of him washing his hands in the bucket a few times?
Yeah.
That also would have made more sense if it hadn't been like, the second time they reveal it's like he's been torturing somebody down in Mexico to find out the location of this dude. But we hear about it like after we hear about that he got pieces of his family. So I was like sitting there thinking, oh, that's what we're gonna have seen is him washing his hands after opening a package to find his wife's like head in it or something.
Right.
But instead they made it another Death Wish thing where it's like, no, that was the blood of the dudes he was torturing.
Right. And then so there's a natural idea of a guy who's torturing all these dudes. They basically do a backstory that's another Arnold film.
Yes.
And you could say like he got Rambo'd or something where it's like now he's just killing his own people because he decides everybody was responsible for his wife's murder.
Yep.
Like, and he's gotten the taste for blood when he went down for the idea that revenge just begets more violence, etc., etc. Like, it does make perfect sense that he'd be the one killing them.
Right, yeah, it's that rage is all I have left. I
Yeah,
gotta keep feeding it or else I got nothing.
I don't know. Maybe they thought that was too obvious, so they went with something totally fucking random.
Hard to predict, I guess.
I don't know. We can go to you want to do the most Arnold or
the most Arnold? Yeah.
I
thought
two.
I thought I had mine, which is when he snatches the DEA guy's gun and throws it in the John.
It's very Arnold.
And then flushes it and says, "Tell them I disarmed you."
That is pretty fucking
Pretty
good.
fucking Arnold. And he's like, and the guy's like, don't my gun, my gun,
to make
my gun,
it,
and then he flushes it. He's like, oh no, my gun,
To make that the most Arnold, he'd have to have ripped the guy's arm off and went, "Tell them I disarmed you."
Right,
But
right.
so be it.
He would have had to have smashed that guy's head into the urinal and said, "Cool off."
Yeah. Him smoking a cigar and sitting on the couch was just very Arnold.
In between the two targets when he's in the training
I don't
course.
have any lines. I have that.
I was
have when
really
he's-
looking for one. Yeah.
Yeah. I have when he goes to the bathroom to kill the cartel guy at the end, he turns and looks and he gives the exact look at the Terminator would. And I was like, that's the Terminator right there, just for that second. On that subject, they show all these pictures of him meeting world leaders and him young. I was like, that's just Arnold meeting presidents, isn't it?
One of them is a
Like,
picture of
that's
Arnold
just-
meeting Reagan. Another one is just a still from Commando.
Yeah, and one is him meeting Clinton. And
Yeah,
it's
I was
just
like,
like,
that's
that's just Arnold
just
meeting
Arnold.
Clinton.
Just Arnold. Yeah, that was, man. I think that was the only one I had flagged, really, was when he took the guy's gun and threw it in the John.
That's
because
pretty Arnold.
The rest of it is very... He doesn't really have any one-liners in this. The other one I had flagged as a potential would have been, "You smoke now?"
Yeah, that or when he yells at the guys for being out of shape. I was like, that's very
Yes,
Arnold.
that's perfect.
Yeah. That was very funny.
That is a good
when
one.
he goes and gives the guy the Pop-Tarts, those were things where I was like, oh, we're establishing Arnold the good guy. Like, oh, he's a good guy. He's doing the thing where they go out.
But we already knew
and
he
then,
wasn't
like,
because
that
we saw him
never-
try to take the money.
Exactly. Where it just felt like they didn't hone him in. Like, I would have liked a version where he was like, it was like he was the non-crooked one and they stole the money and he was like, come on, guys. And then you think he's the protagonist and then you learn at the end, like, no, he totally took that money.
Yeah,
That
would have
like,
been fun.
Yeah, they were, it kept bouncing from like, oh, is he like typical good Arnold? Is he like bad Arnold? Is he like supposed to be complex? And I don't know. It never, for me, they never nailed it. Should we give it its rating?
I think so. How many
All
Sam
right.
Worthingtons stuffed in a fridge?
Out of 10.
Oh, I get. You know what? There was a pretty spectacularly Arnold moment, although he's indirectly involved in it. It's the Terrence Howard decapitation.
Oh yeah,
That is
that's
the most
straight out of an
Total
Arnold
Recall
movie.
shit. Like he hits a random bike bicyclist who is just lodged bleeding in his windshield and then drives into like a fucking
It absolutely
Jane
feels
Mansfield's himself on the back of a truck.
Yeah. It 100% feels like had Arnold not chased them, they would have ended that way anyway. Like they're firing at Arnold. They hit they hit a lady driving. They shoot another pedestrian. No one can fucking hit anything. No one shoots anybody. Terrence Howard just hits a guy on a bike and then decapitates
Lady
himself.
on a bike,
and I was
think, but yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, man, you burnt out so fast.
Elite operatives, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
DEA for you. Getting into a shootout in the middle of the street and then kill themselves in a car accident. That's the DEA.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give this 8 out of 10 fridge stuff.
8 Worthingtons. 8 Worthingtons.
Because and I want that to symbolize something, which is that this could have
the
been
wasted
a very
potential
good
of a Worthington.
Exactly. This could have been a really good movie, and it was just like 10%, 20% of the way, it just got lost. You know?
I agree with that. Yeah, I was really into this movie for most of it.
I was surprised at how good this movie was.
Yeah. I was really taken aback.
And equally surprised about how wasted it was.
Yep.
Whereas, I know why no one remembers or thinks of this movie.
Yes.
It's almost a good thing.
Right. And the ending undermines everything that I thought was good about it.
Right.
So,
in fact, because it's not anything, because it's not that, it's not anything.
exactly.
You know what
it's
I
just
mean?
like a nothing movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because it doesn't do the thing, it's not memorable at all. It's a shame.
Right, because it was almost really good.
It was almost really
Well,
good.
It's so interesting that being almost really good and then all of that is gone. Like the ending takes all of that away.
It's like if in The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis wasn't, spoilers, dead, and the first 5 drafts, you'd watch that and you go well, that wasn't anything. And you'd forget the movie because it would be oh, that's just about this kid who learns to help ghosts. All right. you would completely forget about it. And that's what this feels like.
Yeah, 100%. Didn't realize the potential that was there, or it was test screened or reshot or something went wrong here.
Yeah. So I have to look at our official list, but I'm pretty sure Maggie is the next movie we're covering.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is, I think, I only watched it once, but I remember a really good, subtle, wounded Schwarzenegger performance. That's going to be fascinating to talk about. I'm so excited to talk about Maggie.
Sweet. I've never seen it.
Yeah. It's probably the weirdest movie he's done. The most out of it. I remember it feeling like the least Arnold movie he's ever done. But we'll see.
All right.
Until then, I guess thank you, Norm, from
Yeah,
Cheers.
I think we've done what we set out to do. Thank you, Norm.
I think so too. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
But mostly thanks for all the Arnold.
Yes, mostly thanks for all the Arnold. For the nice big hunk of Arnold.
Big hunk of hunk.
Heaping spoonfuls. Yeah. All right.
Um,
Oh, we have to plug stuff.
we do. What are we doing?
Jesus Christ. Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For $5 a month, you get access to Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder's Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboos, our podcast about Supernatural. Those are all podcasts for $5 a month. And all the other podcasts we'll do in the future, they're all free on our Patreon. So check that out. Why don't you? Or for a little more, you can watch movies with us every Friday night as well, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got to say about that. Check it out.
This could be a movie we watch on a Friday.
It could be.
It has a lot of Friday trappings. We also have a store. Check out gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out.
Yes.
Please rate and review our shows wherever you happen to be listening to this. And check out our new show, Badical, Badical, wherever you check out shows for your ears.
Ears.
Ears!
Yeah.
Remember they found his ear? They had to put a little evidence thing down to Pyro's ear.
Oh, yeah.
He was a real mess, guys, after that train hit him.
Yeah. I can only hope I go out in a similar way. In a way where someone has to put my ear in a bag.
Yeah, ideally
Like-
I just didn't wake up. Or or the train hits me as I'm pissing in the sink and I just don't even realize.
Yeah.
I just die so quickly.
I want someone to find pornography infused into my skull.
Oh, yeah. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm donating my body to Neuralink at the very least, so that will happen.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Fuse 2 gigabytes of porn into my brain, please.
Use my brain to house porn. Yeah, why not? Right.
I don't think I want to have the porn that Elon would hide in my head.
Yeah. Well, maybe a better Neuralink will come along with like cooler porn that we can store in our brains.
Space porn.
Space porn.
Ghost porn. There we are.
Ghost porn. All right.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Australia